Question 14 reads, consider the resistor circuit shown above. If a 24-volt source connects wires A and B, what is the current running through the 7 ohm resistor? So the first thing that we need to do here is solve for the total current in the circuit. But in order to do that, we need to find the overall resistance. So the first step of solving for the overall resistance of the circuit is looking at these two parallel resistors here and combining them so that we can have 3 resistors in series. So to do that, we're going to plug in this 5 ohm resistor for R. And then whenever we're solving for 2 resistors that are in parallel, we need to take the inverse of their resistances. So it's going to be 1 over 7 ohms plus 1 over 5 ohms is equal to 1 over R. And then this will give us the resistance of the parallel circuit. And then so we're going to have 1 over 7 is equal to 0.14. And then 1 over 5 is equal to 0.2. And then so we need to remember to take the inverse of this in order to get the value for R. So the value for R is going to be 2.92. So now we can just imagine that this circuit, rather than having this parallel resistors involved in it, we can just draw it sort of like this, where we have 1 resistor, 2 resistor, and 3 resistors in series. And so now in order to solve for the 3 resistors in series, we just need to simply add them up, and then we'll have the total resistance for the entire circuit. So the resistance total is equal to 4 ohms plus our 2.92 ohms from the parallel resistors plus 9. So this will give us a total resistance of 15.92 ohms. And now, since we have the total voltage for the entire circuit, which is 24 volts, then we can find the overall current running through this circuit. So current is equal to voltage over resistance. So that means our total current in the system is 1.51 amps. And so we know that the current across resistors in a series circuit is equal to in each resistor. So with this information, you can determine the voltage on the 2.92 ohm resistor that we found from the 2 parallel resistors. So what we're going to do is we're going to take R is equal to V over I, and we're going to plug in our value for the resistance. I'm just going to do this down here. 2.92 is equal to voltage over 1.51 amps for the overall current. And so this will give us a value of voltage is equal to 4.41 volts for this parallel circuit here. And so we also know that for whenever we have 2 resistors that are in parallel, the voltage across each is going to be the same. So that means that for the if we're looking for the current running through the 7 ohm resistor specifically, we're going to take 7 ohms, or we're going to take R equals V over I. We're going to take 7 ohms is equal to the voltage that we found, 4.41 volts over I, and this will give us the current running specifically through the 7 ohm resistor. So current here is going to be equal to 0.63 amps, making our answer A.